January 21st Women's March in Oakland was the biggest such protest in many decades here in this city. Nationwide, it's reported that close to 3 million people participated in similar protests, making this the biggest protest movement in U.S. history. Here is some footage of the march in Oakland, including some video interviews with some of the participants. It's intended to give some sense of the mood and the ideas of those who participated. Initially, we were to gather at 9th and Madison near Laney College in Oakland, but there were so many tens of thousands of people, certainly far more than the organizers of the march expected, that 3 or 4 streets parallel to Madison were also filled with people, and as a result, we had to stand around for over an hour waiting for everybody to start moving. I used the wait time to interview some participants. Anybody want to say why you're here?
Guys, I'm going to follow the sound. There's so many reasons that it's hard for me to put it into words. I couldn't decide what to make a sign about. That's just one.
I think I'm here today because I want to stand with other people in solidarity, and I'm worried about what's going to happen in the next year with Donald Trump.
So you've got this sign, resisting corporate regime. Can you explain why you're here and why you made that sign?
I feel like the corporations have taken over our government and our lives. So I really feel it's time for us to take back our lives from the corporations.
Do you feel like the Democratic Party, that it's also been taken over by the corporations?
Yes.
The United States is the only country that's never had a mass working class party. As you say, the Democrats also are controlled by the corporations. So would you see that as an alternative?
Yeah, I would see that was an alternative as far as like maybe boycotting, growing our own food, taking back our land. You know, it's just like there's so many aspects of it to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, the crowd was still waiting to get moving.
What democracy looks like.
After well over an hour, we finally got to marching. Over 100,000 arrived at 14th Street and Broadway in downtown Oakland, the scene of the Oakland General Strike of 2011. I asked one young woman what she thought of this picture of Sanders, Nancy Pelosi, and John McCain taken at the previous day's inauguration
yesterday. And you see it's Sanders and John McCain, and the other is Nancy Pelosi. Mm-hmm. Would you comment on that?
Well, I'm not really necessarily surprised by the image, seeing as how, as far as politicians go, every politician has their hand in a pocket somewhere, and as much as we like to hold Bernie up to this higher standard of being, the socialist, power over the people, man who, has fought for civil rights, he has done that, and he has proven himself to be that, but at the same time, he's a politician through and through. And he has to,
Sorry, he's a politician for what?
He's a politician through and through, and he has to, represent the system that he works for. And
the crowd fills up the intersection of 14th Street and Broadway in all 4 directions. So we've got this sign, ditch the two-party system. You were saying about Sanders?
Yeah, my wife and I were Bernie supporters because we saw potential in what he was doing, and kind of, we knew like it was unlikely that he was gonna, if he didn't get the nomination, break from the Democrats, but I kind of gave him like a 1% chance of doing that. When he endorsed Hillary Clinton afterwards, I can't believe the betrayal, letdown that I felt.
Out in the street, there was a somewhat festive atmosphere. While some danced in the streets, tens of thousands gathered in Oscar Grant Plaza to hear different speakers.
It was the Democratic establishment's neoliberal elitism that created Donald Trump to begin with.
Is this where we are headed?